997 market is on fire right now, guys. In this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to know before you buy a 997. All right, guys, Michael Motor Car, the low mile king. That is me, and I am here today to talk about the 997 and the 997 buyer's guide. What you need to know before you buy a 997, guys. I'm going to go through it all. The 997.1, the 997.2. We're going to talk about maintenance. We're going to talk about service. We're going to talk about mechanical stuff. Also, guys, IMS bearing, this crazy thing that everyone knows about, that they think they know about, that they don't know about, we're going to go through it today. Bore scope, guys. Options, all of the different options and exclusiveness, and all of the variants of the 997. I'm going to go through the entire checklist that you need to know before you buy or even think about buying a 997. This way, you buy the right 997, because there's a lot of right 997s and there's a lot of wrong 997s. And every box must be checked before you proceed in your purchase of a 997. All right, so 997, right? 997.1, 997.2. Let's talk about that. 05 to 08, the .1 cars. Those were the first cars. Obviously, they had some issues, right? Everyone was nervous about IMS bearing issues. Everyone was nervous about bore scoring, right? And yes, I do tell you, you must check to make sure that there is no scoring, all right? They put a little camera down in there, they change out the plugs, and they take some pictures. Very, very important step, guys. Anyone buying a 997.1. Now, the 997.2, all right, different engine, because the M96, M97 was on the .1 car. They changed the motor on the .2, 9A1. That's the direct injection motor. They changed everything. Everything got better on the .2. The .2, safer bet, 100%. Way more expensive, though, guys. So if you're looking to get into that 997 market, you might not have the funds for the .2. You might, and there's nothing wrong with the .1. I personally own two .1 cars. They're my favorite cars in my collection. But again, the .2 was just a safer bet. They changed a couple things. They made it a little better. Less issue of bore scoring. And IMS, it's a non-serviceable bearing on the .2. So the bearing is fine on the .2. The .1, if that IMS bearing, were to blow out, you have a serious motor issue. So those are two major factors in those cars. Also, another thing you got to always check is the DME. Did they over-rev the car? It's a computer inside the car that saves the data. It's like a black box. It tells you if you went too high in what gear, how high you revved that motor, how many times you over-revved that motor and actually hit the red line or got close to the red line. So very important facts on the 997 that you need to look at before you buy. What moves the 997 needle as far as price goes? Because some cars are 50 grand, some cars are 200 grand, some cars are 300 grand. Like I said, I'm about to sell one for 350. Let's just talk about it. Two things, I believe. There's two factors here, guys. Options, colors. Everyone's crazy about options and about colors, okay? There are many, many options, because when you buy a Porsche is a la carte. Everything is an option. This color, this stitching, this material. What do you want? This wheel, this brake caliper painted, this color. Everyone is crazy. They want to go exclusive. They want to go PTS. We all heard the word PTS or LTS, leather to sample, paint to sample. Those cars with those super rare colors, they're worth way more than a black or a white car, okay? So everyone gets black, white, or silver, or red, blah, 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 blah. There's special blues and special greens and special browns and purples. These PTS colors, crazy on the ladder. And then here's another thing, rarity. How many were made in that color? Everybody wants to brag that they have one of one, one of two, one of five. These cars move the needle like this. It could be the same car. We're looking at an identical car. You got this white car right here that's worth 50 or 100 grand, and then there's an ice blue one where they only made two of them. That's worth 300 grand. Same year, same miles, same car, same drivetrain, but just the color changes the needle by by like a drastic amount where you could buy 3 cars for the price of 1. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And right now, let's just talk real quick about transmissions, guys. You got an automatic transmission, a car that doesn't have a third pedal, and then you have a manual transmission, right? And now they got this PDK, right, which is more money. PDK was a more expensive option for this crazy transmission that does incredible shifting at 10/10,000ths of a second or whatever it does, but there's no left pedal. A true enthusiast wants a manual transmission. Now, I'm a manual transmission junkie along with everybody who works with me, but at the end of the day, you might be older, you might have a bad leg, a bad knee, and you just don't want to shift anymore. Maybe you drive in traffic. So it really depends on the transmission when we're talking about value, guys, because the manual transmission is worth this much more than anything without a third pedal. So yes, PDK car is cool, and I have gotten big money. I had a 997, guys. I don't know if you saw my Ipanema auction at the $297,000, but they wanted the color. Guy wanted the color, so the color did the money. But transmission is a huge factor because 50 grand for a 997 without a third pedal, very easily accomplished every single day. Once you get into getting that manual transmission, the needle is going much higher, guys. Guys want to shift. People want to move that arm and move that leg and shift because there's more of a driving experience than just putting it in gear and hitting the gas. Again, big difference. You got Tiptronics, you got PDK, and a manual. Manual transmission, this much more, as far as value goes. Again, I'm a manual transmission guy, but PDK, awesome, awesome factor. And really, if that's what you want and you're buying a crazy color, you're still paying this much more, regardless of the transmission. I hope today everything that I have told you guys about 997s will be useful when you're picking your vehicle, okay, guys? So seriously, all boxes are checked is the word that I use all the time. And I just want to make sure you guys realize what all boxes checked are when picking your 997, guys. Seriously, are you buying it just to drive it? Do you just want to stare at it? Do you want to collect it? Do you want it to appreciate in value? It really, really depends on you and everything I went through today. So please make sure you watch this video. Make sure you know exactly what you're buying and make sure you know exactly what you want out of your 997 for the future. And if you guys are ready to buy your 997, don't forget, Michael Motor Car, Low Mile King. I list these cars every single week on Bring a Trailer, and all boxes are checked on any car that you're gonna win from Michael Motor Car. And one more thing, if you guys have one to sell, I'll pay you more for your car than anyone else. So just remember, we pay more than everyone because we get more from everybody. So we have a very unique business, guys. I pay you on the spot. I will wire you on the spot. I will take your car on consignment if you want to have some fun, and I will sell it for you for a record. All of our cars do records because all boxes are checked.